Hello, my name is Teresita Blanco, the Artsy sister, and we're continuing with chapter 10, part 4. It's a very long chapter. Silanta dropped off the three fellows at the hospital before driving Candice, Cassandra, and Sofita and Marlo back to the hotel. Cassandra said to Silanta, "The hurricane's going to be making it here in about 5 hours. You should return to South Florida." Silanta said, "Thank you, will do." He speeded off down south as the sun started to rise. When they got to the hotel, Marulu, Ambrose, and Anya had packed everything. They saw Sofita, Candice, and Marlo all bloody and looking quite messy. Maruso insisted on having them bathed before heading out, despite how much Marlo washed himself. Nothing could ever truly remove the pungent smell of the Draconculus vulgaris flower. That's a flower that smells. That's a smelly corpse plant flower. It smells like a corpse. Candice naturally never noticed the smell because most creatures are not aware of the very smell they carry with them. For Candice, this peculiar scent she had inherited from her father was not as strong. It could also be masqueraded with perfumes and soap. Candice was aiming to relax for a bit and enjoy her shower, but her mother stuck her hand into the shower and she then closed the faucet. Marudo threw her a towel before saying, "Katrina is coming. We have to get out of here, quickly." Candice started to slowly get dressed. She then asked, "How strong is this hurricane?" "It was 3 last I checked," said Anya, who was moving unusually quickly. The wind was pretty strong and it was thundering and everything. Candice dressed quickly and was the last person to get inside the car. With everything secure, including Cassandra, Marlo drove like a maniac back down to South Florida. Alright, we finally concluded chapter 10. How much did I read?
Hey, we just still got 12 minutes.
Alright, now we're in chapter 11. The Rosy Days of Hialeah. After the hurricane incident, Marlo didn't seem too inclined to go out anymore. The entire incident and the drive back home at 200 miles per hour had frayed his nerve. It was one thing when he was alone. It was another issue to drive with Anya backseat driving the entire time. He had driven so far that he had made it to South Florida in less than 2 hours. He would have gotten home even faster, but he got lost in the parking lot of the airport. As soon as Marlo got to the apartment, he went into his coffin. Marlo looked about a bit to see where to lay down her stuff. She had come with the inclination of just going on vacation. With the hurricane, she did not consider wise to get on a plane. "Sorry," she said to Candice, "I'm parched. Let's go eat something." "We can go to McDonald's?" asked Candice. "No way, Jesus, no," said Marlo, shaking her head vehemently. "I was just kidding. Let's go to Latin America instead," said Candice, getting the keys to the car. The pair of them got in the car and they fumbled with the keys. Candice suddenly stopped trying with the car, and then she said, "It just hits me that I hadn't driven a car since I got my driver's license." "How is that even possible? I thought you needed a car to go everywhere here," said Maruru shocked. "Well, that is true. But when it isn't father, Sofita drives and Ambrose too," explained Candice. "Well, test that, Ambrose," said Maruru. Ambrose got the message, and he dropped everything he was doing. He was disappointed when he saw Maruru tagging along. Candice admitted this fact because she knew how Ambrose's mind worked. Ambrose drove around for a bit till they got to the 49th Street. While they drove there, Maruru commented, "So there's like a mall in this dump?" "Hialeah is not a town," protested Candice. "Could have fooled me," retorted Ambrose. Changing the topic, Candice said, "You know something that I like doing with Father? We go looking at houses. He drives a car and we look at all the types of houses and decorations that people have. We don't do it in gated communities. Gated communities are simple, awful, and boring." "I saw a City X-Files episode about it the other day," said Ambrose. "Oh yeah, the one about the swamp monster," said Candice. "Was it in the X-Files or in The Simpsons?" "I don't know, I forget," said Ambrose. "You certainly watch the series of things," said Maruru. "If I were you, I would see Turkish telenovela." "Turkish telenovela?" asked Candice, as if it sounded a little crazy in her ear. "Yep," said Maruru. "I would think about it," said Candice. "I have my hands keeping up with the Kardashians." Candice, you disappoint your mother, said Maruru, laughing. It's like, wasn't expecting to hear music. Okay. After driving for half an hour, they finally got to the Latin America. The place had a nice darkly feel to it, and the floor was checkerboard pattern. It didn't seem too big, and it had an intimate vibe to it. Candice did not pay much attention to the surroundings. She was there to eat steak. They took their order. This time they got attended by a different waiter. Candice noticed Horsenak eating alone. She gestured to him, and he joined the table. Maruru, going into full mother mode, started asking Horsenak about Candice's fighting lessons. He detailed how Candice was taking sparring and shooting practice. She was good in the physical aspect, but not much with the shooting. If he had to guess, the girl probably needed glasses. The interrogation ended when the food finally arrived. It was then that the waiter said, pointing to Horsenak, "How old is he?" "My license says 21, said Horsenak. "The steak is for sure, and you need to order a larger portion," said the waiter, insisting. "Sheesh, give the guy his meal, you cheap bastard," said Ambrose. "It is not as if you're the owner of the place," added Candice. "What difference does $5 make at the end of the day?" Since the waiter was insistent, Maruru had to order him to stop being a petty jerk. Well, petty bastard. Maruru was not one to enjoy arguing with folks, especially at feeding time. With a pesky problem in a more obedient mood, Horsenak was able to eat his meal in peace. Horsenak took very small bites. Between each bite he would eat a fry. He stopped eating for a moment to say, "My feet still hurts when I walk." "Hurt?" asked Maruru. "That's odd." "He's not a vampire, mother," said Candice. "Good for you," said Maruru. She added, "How did you hurt your feet?" "Mom," said Candice, "I don't think he wants to talk about it." "It's fine. My psychologist said it would help," said Horsenak. This rose a lot of red flags, and it truly bumped Candice and Ambrose. Both looked at one another sadly. As for Maruru, she gave him a maternal glance as she urged him to speak by petting his shoulder. After they took me, I was tied to a post and whipped like some slave, but I did not cry or show any reaction to it. The vampire lord was aware of my true nature. It is common for vampire lords in Florida to want to find out where they stand in the pecking order of things. They think they know what to expect of Siddhanta, but they know nothing of me. I guess he was just hoping for something, some type of vampire, period-like reaction, or whatever usually happens whenever they test a vampire's patience. Horsenak stopped talking, and he started to cut his steak into smaller pieces. He was not eating the pieces, rather he was just cutting the meat. So when physical torture did not work, he tried to go on a different direction. "I can handle physical pain. It is the other thing I find the most troubling," said Horsenak. By now he was just absent-mindedly scratching at the plate with his mind focused on that ill-fated knife. He stopped and he sighed before continuing. "Then Siddhanta arrived with you guys to shoot up the place before it was too late. And then you know the rest. Oh, the dessert is here." Maruru nibbled at her treadmill, and Ambrose did not bother to touch it. As for Candice, she ate what her mother left and Ambrose's portion as well. It did not say that there was going to be random opera in the mix. Horsenak had ordered a flan at Candice's request. He ate a piece and then another. Giving a face smile, he said, "This is a really good flan, Candice. Maybe the best I ever had. It is worth living just to enjoy the small pleasure that life has to offer." Maruru became abstracted for a bit. She then said, changing the subject, "This reminds me of gummas. I don't know why they always argue or talk sad stuff at dinner. I guess this is how the thirst stays skinny, by making certain to kill all the appetite when the food comes." The other fellows at the table gave some fake laughs. Even Maruru frowned at the inappropriate reaction she had to what she had just heard. Turning serious, Maruru said, mispronouncing the first part of Horsenak's name, "I'm sorry, Mr. Hor. I really don't know what to say to your story. I tend to avoid tragedy as much as possible. There is so much of it, I can barely deal with it on my own problems, let alone the issues of others." "Yes, it is quite exhausting being insane," retorted Ambrose. "Don't worry about about it, Maruru. I take no offense. There are some things that cannot be helped, said Horseneck. In order to dissipate the bad airs, Maruru decided to visit the shopping mall in Hialeah. The place was called Westland Mall. Maruru started taking Horseneck to random store to window shop for items. Eventually they got to a shoe store, and this was when Ambrose said to Candice, "I'm going to the nearby GameStop. Call me when your mother finishes." "She probably won't be long," said Candice, and indeed, Maruru spent about 20 minutes there. Normally she would have spent hours looking at shoes, but this was a normal shopping mall. There was nothing that truly wowed her. In the end, she ended up picking some shoes for Horsana. It was a bit unusual for the normal things he wore. Horsana was not much for modern-day fashion of the day. He only really felt comfortable doing Halloween when he dusted out the ceremonial gowns he was buried in. Time?
4 minutes ago.
Horsana sighed as he allowed Maruru to drag him all over the mall. Due to his height and face, Maruru saw him as a child, even though he was pretty close to Marlo's age. Eventually they reached a tuxedo store. Maruru liked tuxedos. It reminded her of musicals, which were her favorite. She picked out for him a slim tuxedo, the blue color very close to the lapis lazuli. Maruru was a bit undecisive with the tie. Oh my god. She had settled into two colors, blue or black. While she decided, Horsana commented to Candice, "Is your mother always so pushy?" "If she wasn't pushy, I wouldn't be here today," explained Candice. "When my father came to Martisor, he was a wounded wild beast, and Maruru was the first woman who treated my father like a person in his true form." Did you know that the Phantom of the Opera was loosely based on his life, only that the Persian is actually from India, and his name is Basuki? And so Christine is Maruru as Horsana. Nah, that's just made up. The Phantom went to Paris to see the shows and nothing else, and as for his singing voice, he makes angels weep in agony, said Candice, laughing. "Hey, that's not very nice," said Marlo, appearing behind Candice. "Hey, Dad, how are you feeling?" asked Candice. "Better," said Marlo, looking at Maruru putting on a tie on Horsana. He added, "How's your mother doing?" "She seems even now," said Candice. "I guess she finally went to see Lorica. Maruru can be so stubborn at times, but if she's feeling better, it's a relief." Marlo checked the time. It was around 8 p.m. Since the night was young, he suggested to Maruru and company that they see a movie. Naturally, Maruru dragged along her new project, Horsana. From time to time, Horsana would say that he did not want to be a bother, or that he was running late or something. Still, he was too polite to just flat out and say that he wanted to go home. Though frankly, Horsana was not in the mood to deal with Siddhanta's pity. Whenever anything bad happened to Horsana, Siddhanta's behavior towards his mate would change. This made it rather hard and sometimes painful to put the past where it belonged. They drove up in a bit to the Palmetto till they reached the Mall of the Americas. The place had a decent cinema. After browsing through the movie selection, the family picked whatever random movie happened to be playing at the moment. The movie that happened to be on was Pom Poko. This was the first Miyazaki movie that Candice and her family had ever seen. Horsana was not too into movies. He was more of a book fellow. They bought a few drinks and popcorn. Marlo didn't bother to eat any popcorn because it got stuck between his fangs. The movie naturally gave the family plenty to think about. From then on, Candice would speak and try to act friendly to whatever raccoon she ran into. Ambrose too was impressed by the film. He thought that his transformations were lackluster in comparison to the imagination and creativity he saw in Pom Poko. When they got out of the film, there was still one last movie playing. It was the infamous War of the Worlds. As far as cinema experience, it was a pleasant one. It got the family and friends jabbering about aliens. Candice asked her father, "Do you think aliens are real?" "I have lived a long time," Candice said Marlo. "And," insisted Candice, "they are real," said Horsana. "Trust me." "What do they want?" asked Candice. "The same thing that all eco-tourists want. If they're not hostile, nor friendly, what is the point in bothering about aliens?" Alright, so we finished chapter 11. Bye bye and God bless.